Afternoon, everyone. Welcome to one of the final events of the Debating and Public Speaking Cultural Week. We shift tonight into some of the music and the art, but so far it's been a fantastic program. You boys in particular, have outshone and outdone yourselves. And yeah, it's been fascinating to be able to watch and see how everyone is doing. Firstly, as usual on any live meet, we apologize for any technical difficulties. And if we do have those glitches, we'll just deal with them. And if you could just bear with us. We don't have complete control over the event. So when it comes to internet quality, etc., we should be able to do the best we can in the best possible way. Ultimately, we just want you to know that it's impromptu speeches, and we're looking at these guys to receive their topics, and they have 2 minutes to explain and expand on what they're going to be speaking about. And then they're literally speaking off the bat. And we're looking for around 4 minutes per speech, which is really, really impressive. So the program, as we're going today, we've got 4 speeches coming up. Unfortunately, Tristan Naidoo couldn't join us, but the 4 speakers we're going to go start with Jadin Jordaan. Second speaker is going to be Mugabi Lubinga. Third one is Cameron McLean-Banks. And fourthly, we have Kiyan Singh. Jadin's had about 2 minutes already. So without further ado, the first impromptu speaker is Jadin Jordaan.
One simple question I have for the audience today is this. What exactly does it mean to you when I use the phrase or the term quiz 8 Dieux? You see, us as Michaelhouse men of thought, understanding, and culture strive to be the best we possibly can be under this motto, under this slogan. It brings us together as one. It gives us the brotherhood that we're meant to have. Similar to Nelson Mandela's Rainbow Nation, we as Michaelhouse boys come together and strive to be like God. Hence the title, Quiz 8 Dieux, Who Like God? Far too often in my life, I've had experiences that have changed me for the better, that have made me the man of thought, understanding, and culture we as Michaelhouse men persevere into being until we prosper. I've got 3 simple steps that you as the audience can follow to become men and women of thought, understanding, and culture in a society that deems and dooms the worst upon us. These 3 simple steps are all you need to make this difference. The first is simple. Be the best version of yourself that you possibly can be. Far too often in this dystopian world that we live in, people try be other people. Well, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I've had enough of this. After all, an original is far more worth than a copy. So I urge you on today to go out there and be the best version of yourself that you possibly can be. Because let me tell you what, when you are this version, you'll be the happiest person you possibly can be. This leads me on to my second point. Ensure you know yourself. Ensure you're the happiest version of yourself that you possibly can be, and ensure you're chasing a dream. Far too often in this world, we chase money. We chase unrealistic things such as this. Don't chase money. Trust me, chase the dream. Because once you chase the dream, you realize that the money will come with it. All the other things will come with it. And the third one, simple. Treat others as you will expect to be treated. Us as Michaelhouse men proudly stand to treat others how we would expect to be treated. No matter the age, race, ethnic background, or economic status, we all come together as Michaelhouse, as a family, as a community that set their example for our youth and for the future of tomorrow. We as men of thought, understanding, and culture believe it is our duty to be similar to God in this world that we live in. We use our Christian values to the best of our possibilities to be the men we ought to be. The men that go out there and make a difference for tomorrow. No matter what your dream is, no matter where you come from, no matter your economic status, ethnic background, or race, let me tell you one thing. We all have a heart. We all have the capability of making a difference in each and every single one of our talents and endeavors that we go through. That is why I, as a Michaelhouse man, can proudly say to the youth of Michaelhouse, and to fellow people and audience watching this today, you can be that difference. You can go out there and persevere and be their example of quiz 8 Deus, who like God. Because at the end of the day, I believe that each and every single thing is possible for the one who believes. And Philippians 4 verse 13 says it best. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So go out there today and do everything that you possibly can do to the best of your abilities. Only then will you be like a Michaelhouse man or the Michaelhouse community who will go out there and be like God. So proudly today, I would like to stand firmly by saying, Quiz 8 Deus. Thank you.
I think during lockdown I've had ample time to think, and I've realized that growing up isn't a physical thing. Obviously, each year you grow older, but truly growing up is what you experience, and growing up is a state of mind. For myself, I started boarding in grade 3, and if you don't know, that's around 9 years old, and that's a very young age to start boarding. I think we've all been to boarding before, and we all know how it's like in the beginning, where we turn into like a homesick little boy who wants their parents, and how we crave that love and attention. And for me, starting out in grade 3 was very hard, as I knew nothing about being alone. All I've ever known was my parents and my comfortable home. So through that, I learned how to cope by myself and how to make friends outside my home in an environment that's a lot tougher. I think a lot of guys learn that a bit too late in grade 8. And you see in grade 8, some guys are obviously a lot stronger and some guys a lot weaker, because some guys have grown up differently. And I think that almost ties into the idea that growing up is a state of mind, because you truly grow up from learning what not to do. Because when you do something right, obviously it feels good, but that feeling doesn't stick as much as when you do something wrong, and all that dread and all that fear you have for making such a small mistake. It teaches you it teaches you that you shouldn't go that way, or almost it teaches you to create a barrier against that option. So yeah, my topic is to grow up as a state of mind.
Um, Brothers and sisters of the world, there's so many different analogies to use to describe your relation to one another. And when you have a close friend or someone who's been with you through thick and thin, you would call them your brother or your sister. Now, sometimes brothers and sisters are definitely referred to as your biological siblings. But when you have your brother or sister, and it's in terms of thick and thin, that is the bond that cannot be broken, that has been forged through so many things. Now we see there are three main parts to going through thick and thin and to creating this relationship. It's creating this bond that cannot be broken by so many different things because it has endured so much. That's almost like life. The more you go through, the stronger you will become. The first thing of these is obviously, as I said, the more you go through, the stronger you'll become. Now we know that when you go to gym and you work out, you break down muscle. And from that muscle that you break down, you will build up more muscle as you carry on going along. This is like life. Life, you may go through various struggles and you may be broken down, but you will come out the other side stronger and get a better perspective of where you've come from. The second thing that you would look back on is your relationship with the person and how you may have gone through fights or you may have been through tough times. And as we all know, tough times never last. I know it might seem like this pandemic is lasting, but it is not. In the scheme of things, it's actually minute. It's a half a year, yes, I know, but compared to your life, it's not that much. You must always look for the good things. And through this, I know that I have bonded with my family. And they are obviously my family, but I can call them my brothers and sisters, like my sister. I've bonded with her so much because we've been through such lows and such highs together. Now that we have a stronger relationship. The third thing that you go through is the high. The high as you go through everything. The person that is there when you have nothing will be there when you have everything. And you two will be together. It may not even be two of you, maybe a group of you, but because you've made this bond and so strong that you will just be able to go through everything in life. And when you're at that high and when you're at that top point, there's someone there to enjoy it with. I know far too many people go through life struggling and neglecting all their friends and families because they're focusing too much on their work or their goal at the end of the line. Yet there are some people who have that friend, and make sure you have that friend. It's my message to you today. Have that friend or family member that will soon turn into a brother or sister through the hardships. And then when you're at the end and you reach the end of the road, you'll have someone there you'll enjoy it with them. Some things are left better unexplained, but this thing is something that can be explained and it's very easy to understand. All you have to do is think about it. Your brother and sister in arms, someone that'll be there for you through thick and thin, someone that has already been there for you through thick and thin. And as you persevere, maybe you haven't reached that end goal yet, but you will. And when you do reach the end, your brother or sister in arms will be there with you. And no matter what happens along the road, I'm sure they will stay with you as long as you're there for them throughout the times, because it's not a one-way road. It's a two-way street. And you've got to know that and acknowledge that and be there for them as they will be there for you. So my topic is brothers in arms.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you can all hear me. So here we stand in 2020, and we are posed with the dreading pandemic of the coronavirus. And yes, we are yet to find a cure or a vaccine. But in a humane society, we need to look for other types of medicine. And in my opinion, making someone's day is their medicine. And making someone's day, allowing someone to smile and laugh, that is medicine on its own. And I, for one, have always been a fan of culture. Culture from music, film, theater. Culture is basically who I am. And in Cultural Week, I think it's a fitting time to express how it has affected my life. See, from when I was a child, I was watching films the likes of Charlie Chaplin, Laurel and Hardy, those black and white, the Marx Brothers even, those black and white films who expressed the purest form of comedy. And those truly made me laugh. And with my laughter came smiling. And with my smiling came happiness. And that feeling of little 4-year-old Kiyan sitting in front of the TV, laughing, until the point where I cried, I'll never forget it. And the nostalgia of reliving that moment when I rewatch those movies and I re-listen to those songs, it brings back a moment that I will never be able to forget. See, Charlie Chaplin was the first time I ever felt humor. Charlie Chaplin, the Marx Brothers, all of them. And smiling is what got me there. See, because I learned that I could make someone's day by making them smile. Charlie Chaplin once said, "A day without laughter is a day wasted." And that is what made me into the man I am today. I like to think I'm quite funny at the same time, but it was that original humor in my life that allowed me to be the man I am today. See, there was another quote said by Walt Disney, and he said, "First think, second dream, third believe, and finally dare." And today I dare you to create that form of medicine in your household, in your house at school, in whatever environment you have. I dare you to make someone smile, make their day, make them laugh, make them feel that warmth inside that you love them. Because see, if there's one thing I learned over lockdown, it's that our time on earth might be limited, but we need to make the best of the time that we have. And in my opinion, that comedy, that laughter, and that smile that you can put on someone's face is more influential than any other medicine that one can be given. My topic was laughter is the best medicine. And I would like to reiterate that Charlie Chaplin quote to you once again. A day without laughter is a day wasted. Thank you.